কাজ করতেছি কেন এ করতেছো? Hello everyone, and today I'm going to discuss section 2.4 and section 2.5 from our textbook, and I will cover frequency table, cumulative frequency, relative frequency, how to construct histogram and bar chart by using both Excel and Python. And it will take little time to construct histogram by using Excel, even sometimes it is not in a good shape. But in R, construction of the box plot and histogram are very easy compared to Excel. Okay, so let me start sharing the PowerPoint slide. So first of all, we want to discuss what is frequency distributions. So frequency distributions means if you have a data, and in that data, you want to make the count of the number of category. So for example, are you seeing the data in here? Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Pepsi, all of these things. And from there, I want to count how many Coca-Cola are in there, how many Diet Coke is in there, how many Dr. Pepper is in there. So how to compute those things by using Excel. This is what now I'm going to show you. So our data is drinks data. So let me go there. And then this is the chapter 2 data, Excel, and chapter 2 data. And then let me see the name of the data, soft drinks. I want to open the soft drinks. This is the data. And in this data, if you take a look at that, this is my data. In this data, I want to compute like I want to compute this. For some reason, this formula is not working in here. This formula is not working in here, but let me copy these things. Let me copy these things from there. And what happened? What did I do? And I just need to, I went all the way up in there. Now I think it is in there now. Okay. So this is the data. This is the data. In this data, I want to compute Coca-Cola, like how many times Coca-Cola is appearing in this data. So let me go and copy this data. I want to copy this data and paste it in here. Control V. This is what I paste. Now I want to compute, like in here, I want to put their name. And then I want to put here Coca-Cola. I want to put then Diet Coke. And then I want to put here Dr. Pepper. And I want to put here Pepsi. And then I want to put here Sprite. Okay. Now I want to write here frequency. If I write here frequency, then I want to put here count if, and after writing count if, I want to put here, I want to select these things. And then I want to select everything in there. And after selecting this, I want to put here D2 and H2 and then hit enter. Are you seeing Coca-Cola is appearing 19 times? Now, if I drag it in there, so Sprite is appearing 4 times. Let us check how many times Sprite is coming. Sprite. This is one Sprite. That is one Sprite. 2 Sprite. 3 Sprite. 4 Sprite. This is the 4 Sprite is coming. So this is the way you can compute frequency from a data. So now if you want to compute here relative frequency, what you can do, relative frequency means what percentage. So you can put here sum, and then you can put here all of this. This is what sum is 47. Now, if you want to put a relative frequency, which you can do in here by, like, I want to take this column, divide it by 47. Okay, divided it by 47. So if I want to put here like this, 47, then hit enter, that is the relative frequency. Now if you drag it down, you will get the relative frequency for all of this. Okay, now if you sum this up, you will get 100%. That means 1 sum, and if you add them, so that means total frequency equal to 1, it is 1. Okay, it is called relative frequency. So that means Coca-Cola has 40% of the total data. Coca-Cola had 40% of those drinks, and 17% is for Diet Coke, 10% is Dr. Pepper, Pepsi is 23%, and Sprite is just 8%. So this is the way you can construct frequency, relative frequency. Okay, so after this, now if I want to go to that PowerPoint slides, so this is what we have done, and this is what how relative frequency is computed. I have mentioned these things, relative frequency, by using Excel. So now I want to construct a two graphs. These are known as the histogram and box plot. Okay, so in order to do histogram and box plot, let me first start these things by using R. Let me see whether I have R available in here. If R is not in there, then I have to install R. Oh, R is not in there. Okay, so by the time R got installed, let me do the things by using Excel. And let me install R in there. Download R. Download R for Windows. And then download R for Windows is going on. I click on there, and now it will be installed. Yeah, 3 minutes left, but as it is getting installed, let me move forward with the how the frequency distributions are constructed. So that means frequency distributions, from the frequency distribution we construct histogram, and uh, we construct histogram. Let me open a file. Let me open a. So this is the data. Suppose I have data in here. Suppose I have data 20, 15, 19, 27, 18, 15, 13, 22, 23, 29, 16, 31, 30, 35, 36, 32, 34, and 29, 20, 28, 24, 29, 39, 37, 38, 32, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 45, 49. Suppose these are the data I have. Okay, so from this data, I can construct class interval. I can consider class interval, and then I can consider frequency in here. Okay, class interval and frequency after constructing. Let me do these things. 10 to 15, then 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 35 to 40, 40 to 45, 40 to 45, and then 45 to 50. Okay. Now let me start counting these things. So let me start 10 to 15. 10 to 15, 10 to 15, 10 to 15. There is 10 to 15. I can consider here 13, just one, 13, just one, 13. 15 to 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5. 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Here is the 4. 25 to 30, 25 to 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5. I got here 5. And then 25 to 30 to 35. 30 to 35. I am asked 30 to 35. 1. So there is another one. So this is 6. This is 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a 5. I got there 5. 35 to 40. 35 to 40. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 35 to 40. We got 5. Okay, is this? We are finding here 34 in there. So it should be 6. It should be 6. And then if I am asked to find 40 to 45, 40 to 45, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I got here 5. And then remaining one I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now total frequency, if I am asked to compute it here. So if we add them up, total frequency 10, 15, and 19, 20, 15, and then 6 and 4, 10, 25, 30, 35. So there are altogether 35 observations in here. So total frequency is 35. Now relative frequency, if I am asked to find 1 over 35, so 5 over 35, and then finally it will go all the way 4 over 35. Now how the histogram is constructed? Histogram is constructed like this way. I want to put here 10, suppose this is 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 10 to 15 equal to 1. 10 to 15 equal to 1. This is the height. This is the frequency that we are getting. Sorry. I need to, I need to adjust something. Come in here. I just want to write these things is a y-axis. Drawing is very bad. So this is the height equal to 1. Then 15 to 20 equal to 5, which is equal to this. And then 22 equal to 4, which is equal to this. And 25 to 30 equal to 6, which will go like this way. 30 to 35 equal to 5. 35 equal to 5. 35 to 40 equal to 5. 5, something like this. 40 to 45 equal to again 5, like this. And then equal to 4, like this. Okay. So this is what? This is called the class interval. Class interval. And in this case, we can write here frequency. We can write here frequency. Frequency. Okay. So now if I add top middle point of each bar, top middle point of the each bar, then this curve is known as the frequency curve. So this construction by using hand is not good, but let me show you by using like this construction does not look good. But suppose I want to do a construction of like this. And I want to construct like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and like this. Okay. And then I want to add top middle point of each bar. And then if I connect like this way, then this is known as the frequency curve. Okay. Frequency curve is, it is said frequency because you have a quantitative data, you construct class interval, and then corresponding frequency you count corresponding to each class interval, and then you construct the bar, which is the height corresponding to the frequency for the each class interval. Then top middle bar you add by smooth curve, then it is called the frequency curve. So frequency curve look like this way, which is symmetric. So that means 50% fall in the right side, 50% fall in the left side. And then you have a frequency curve, long right tail, and you have a frequency curve, long left tail. Okay, long left tail. So this is called the skewed to the right, skewed to right, and this is called skewed to the left, skewed to left. Okay. This car, like when you have a quantitative data and you create a class interval and you count frequency corresponding to each class interval, then if you construct histogram where height of each bar is equal to the frequency corresponding to that class interval. And then if you add top middle point of the each line, the curve that you will get is either skewed to the right, that means positively skewed, or it is skewed to the left, or negatively skewed, or the curve, it is called the symmetric curve, something like this. Okay, symmetric curve, something like that. So you have understand how to construct these things by using hand. Okay, now I want to show you how to compute, how to do these things by using uh, paper and pen, Excel and R. Okay. I think it is now opening. Yes. Yes. Next. 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 Okay. So now it is in a stall. Let me see whether I can find my R. Let me go there, and I hope that my R is in there. Okay, R is opening. Okay, this is called the R console. In this case, if you write 1 minus 4, you are getting minus 3. You write 3 plus 4, you are getting 7. If you write 4 times 4, you will get 16. If you write 4 divided by 6, you will get these things. So this is the console. In this case, we will get all the output as well. But writing directly code here is not a good thing, because you sometimes need to edit the code, fix the code, make the code efficient. So in such cases, we will open a editor known as the new script. So this is the new script known as the editor. Okay. So and then if you want to split them evenly, just go there and tile horizontally, and then they are evenly distributed. Now here it is editor, here it is console. Console is the place where we will get all the output and result. In order to clean this, just put Control L, everything is clean. Now I want to show you a data that is built in within R. Name of the data is empty car. So if I write here empty cars, are you seeing the data? This is the empty card data. So empty card data, mile per gallon, cylinder, dispenser, horsepower, draft, weight, all of these are variable. Okay, so this is the data. It is already in the built-in. In this data, I want to find the histogram for the mile per gallon. Okay, so mile per gallon, I want to construct the histogram. So I want to write here HIS hist, and name of the data is MT cars, and then $sign MPG. Okay, this is what I want to transfer in here. I write the code in the editor, and MT car is the name of the data. $sign is the separator between data and variable. Okay, $sign is the so now if I want to run it in here, so from editor to console, how can I transfer from editor to console? How can I transfer my code? You have to put one finger on the control, another finger on the letter R. And you seeing, so now this is your histogram is constructed. Okay, now in the histogram, are you seeing histogram of this? Histogram of this is frequency, this is like that, right? I want to change this level. So in order to change this level, if you come in here, if you write here main, and then if you write here histogram of MPG, histogram of MPG for empty cars data. You can write it in here. Then X lab. X lab means X level for the X lab. So you can put here class interval. Class interval. Okay, and then that you can put their frequency. That's it. Now, if you run it, you will see the title of the graph will be changed to that one, and X level will have class interval instead of this, and Y have a frequency that is already in there. Okay. So if I run it here again, control enter, are you seeing everything has been changed? Okay. So this is the way. Okay. From the histogram of the MPG variable, we have seen 15 to 20 is the highest has the highest number of frequency, because 15 to 20 has the highest number of frequency. So that class is known as the model class. So this is a class interval 10 to 15, class interval 15 to 20 is the model class. Why? Because that has the highest number of observations. So you remember there is a statistical term known as the mod, MODE, mod. Okay. And there is a statistical term known as the mean. And there is a statistical term known as the median. Okay. Known as the median. Median, mod, and mean. These are the three things. Now, from there, okay, so this is called the model class. Model class. So let me write the word model class. This is coming from this mod. So highest number of frequency on that class. So that is known as the model class. Model class. Let me see the spelling of the word model. Is D model class in histogram. Model class in histogram. Is it E or D? In histogram, model class is the class interval with the highest frequency. Remember, I checked the spelling. This is not a model class. This is not a model class. This is a model class. Model class. That means the class interval that has the highest frequency is called the model class. And from histogram, we also know the shape of the frequency distribution. You see, if I add top middle point of the each bar, then I see a long right. Okay, so that means this is skewed right, skewed to the right. So we know these things. Now, for the same data, I also want to construct the box plot. So box plot, if I want to construct, I just want to know these two things. Nothing I need. And then box plot of the MPG. Okay, so now these two I want to see side by side. Are MF row C 2,1. So now let me see if two graph could be done side by side. Yes. Okay. So now I want to see both of these graphs side by side. Okay. If I want to add these things, graph look like this. Okay. What does par means? Par means parameter. M means multiple. F means figure. Multiple figure, I row. First row, second row. This is my first row. This is my second row. There will be two row and one column. So that is the explanation of this. Okay. Then histogram and box plot. If there is a quantitative variable, always draw histogram and box plot side by side. Why? Because from the box plot, you will know seven things. You will know seven things. What are those things? You know minimum value, you know maximum value, you know first quartile, you know second quartile, you know third quartile. These five things you know. On top of that, you also know the outlier. If any observations falls outside of those, then this is called the outlier. So for example, if I want to create a data Let me see which one I can use if in order to show a outlier. Let me see whether QSEC is possible. No, QSEC is not. Let me see this one, HP. Let me see HP. So I want to do just here HP, whether there is any outlier or not. Let me do these things. Yeah, see, when HP variable has been put in there, are you seeing one observations that fall outside this? This is called the outlier. Okay, so from the histogram and box plot, if we anytime there is a quantitative variable, my suggestion to you always do two plot together. Number one, histogram, number two, box plot. From there, you will know two things. Number one, modal class. That means the class interval that has the highest frequency. And then you know shape of the frequency curve, whether it is symmetric or shape of the frequency curve. Shape of the frequency curve. Frequency curve. And then from box plot, you will know six things. Okay. You will know minimum, you will know maximum, you will know first quartile. First quartile is the value below which 25% of the data falls. Second quartile is the second quartile is the value below which 50% of the data fall. And then third quartile below which 75% of the data fall. And then finally you got the outlier. And finally, you got the outlier. So these 8 quantities you will get from there. These 8 quantities you will get from there. Okay, so after getting these things, after getting these two graphs, let me see what else we can do from the PowerPoint slide. This is the frequency. This is the how to compute frequency histogram. Frequency curve, I already discussed to you to how to construct the histogram. Okay, all the things has been discussed. Now let me see whether we can construct histogram and box plot using using some data. Okay, so this is we already did. Do not save. Let me go open a data. That data age at death. Let me see. Age at death. Age at death. Okay, age at death, right? Here, if I want to do lower limit, and then upper limit, and then I want to do frequency, lower limit, upper limit, and frequency. Okay, lower limit, I want to do here 0 according to the paper, and then I go to the 7, then 14, then 21, then 28, then 35, then 42, then 49, sorry, 49, then 56, then 63, then 70, then 77, then 84, then 91, then 98, then 105, then 2. 105, that is enough. Then I just want to cover in there. This is class interval I'm constructing, and it is little hard in Excel to construct histogram. But let me try. So let me see if I count the all frequency in here. So frequency, and then I have to take all of this from there. And after that, I want to take the class. I want to take all of this and hit enter. Why? Mm, undo. Let me see frequency. Then I have to do here like this. After that, I want to go in bean array. Bean array, should I go like this? Yes, bean array. So this is what I got. So now if I want to find the histogram, let me go data and data analysis and then histogram. Okay. And then impute range. I want to put their impute range here to there, and then B range. I want to go there. Bin range. Um, like this. And then I want to have the chart output. And then I want to put output range. Okay, so output range, bin range, new worksheet. So let me try this one. This does not look a good one. Okay, this does not look it. This is not a histogram. This is actually bar plot type. But the way they have, this is not a good one. So, but anyway, this is what. But let me see whether there is a box plot one. Box plot even is not in there. Okay, box plot even it is not in there in so yeah, so this is what all I have discussed today for computing frequency table as well as histogram and box plot. Okay, so let me go to the PowerPoint slide. Let me stop sharing more, stop recording and transcriptions.